what's up everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is the show where a group of friends and I get together and play homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back everyone.
Ooh, good to be back.
It is good to finally be back on the game as a player.
Now get on Roll20 so I can transition, Lauren.
No, you gotta do it first, and then I'm coming in after.
Alright, it'll just be a blank spot where your name is.
Ready? Here we go. I'm coming in. Oh wait, no, I forgot there's a loading time.
Yeah, there's loading time, that's what I was saying.
I always forget about the loading time. Alright, give me 10 seconds.
We've got a still image.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, you shaved.
Yeah, I did. I look like Mr. G now.
Like a skinhead.
Yep.
Oh no! This is G.
No, I think you have even less hair than Mr. G. That's the
No,
funny
I
part.
do. I do. Let me see. Where is he? Where's my boy? Look at him. Oh man, that's not a lot of health.
Actually, we'll figure that out when we get to the game.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for coming out. This is going to be a bit of a skeleton crew, or skeleton cast, I guess, kind of episode, as it is currently the 4th of July in the United States. So, a lot of our fellow Americans are out celebrating right now, including some of our party members. So we are going to be going a bit reduced today, and it is going to be a shorter kind of episode. I told the players it was going to be a bit of a bottle episode, to use a television term. So, yeah, it is going to be a bit of a light episode because I was kind of light on prep this week, especially given that I was working on the Resident Recap a bunch, which is going to be coming out next Friday. I should announce here at the top of the show. So Resident Recap for Arc 4 is coming out next Friday. So for those of you who aren't all caught up, or those of you who want to get other friends into the show, you can now go a bit farther off the recaps. It's going to be the Feliciano story arc was the 4th one, and I'm excited for everyone to revisit that one. And it's actually, that's one of my...
It's a doozy.
Yeah, that was a good arc. Probably one of the most narratively dense arcs in terms of the amount of action versus the number of episodes.
That's true. A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, a lot happened in that arc. And actually, I realized while editing it, also a super... I don't know, kind of vital arc to review for current events that are going on in the campaign. There's a lot of stuff that sets up there. You see the
There's
origins.
So many threads.
Yeah, you see the origins of Greenhouse Solutions in that arc. You see, Emil and Archaea and their whole fate, and how you guys even acquired the camp in which this bottle episode is about to take place.
That is also true. Also, the introduction to Mr. G.
Yeah, that's right. Well, official campaign introduction. Or I should
That's
say,
true, because as a player
introduction.
character, because he had been in... Yeah, that's true. He was in an episode as a player character. No, that wasn't an episode.
It wasn't an episode. Yeah, it was a solo session.
Adventure.
Yeah, the Rockford Island duo adventure with Chauncey and Mr. G was his first introduction, and that happened between Raccoon City and the Beast arc. But
Yeah,
that wasn't.
and then he comes in as an NPC later.
Wasn't recorded. We probably should have done that as a bonus episode in hindsight, but oh well. Yeah, well, you are going to get your own bonus episode though here soon, but that will be uploaded in the future.
A lot of things might have happened, but we're going with it.
Right. So, yep, look forward to that next Friday. And also, for those who have not yet seen, Elliot Walker's playlist came out this past week. We uploaded that and posted it and shared it. It's the final NPC playlist of the campaign. I'm super excited for it. It's actually been ready for a good long while. We were just waiting on artwork, which was worth the wait because the artwork turned out amazing, putting on full display the amazing character art of Elliot Walker by Ilo, and of course the poster from Lauren, which is probably the best of the 3 NPC posters that we've gotten so far. Oh, it's amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I got hit with inspiration for that, and it just smacked me around. I'm like, all right. I'll throw it all in there.
Oh, yeah. So you could listen to that playlist right now. It is on our Discord server. It is on our website. That would probably be the most convenient place to find all the playlists. We have all of the player character and all of the NPC playlists on the Resident Roleplay page on our website, pachecoprojects.com. So be sure to check that out. His is a bit shorter than some of the other playlists, but...
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, I think it's only 14 tracks. but carefully curated by myself to tell the story of Elliot Walker. And I'm not sure if it would come as a bit of a surprise to most people, but I think Lauren, you very quickly figured this character out, and was, but
I mean, originally it was just like Mr. G being a bully. Then I realized, like, nah, I think he's actually just a twerp.
So, anyway, so that's out now, so be sure to check that out. And I think that's all the announcements to do. Should we go ahead and get into tonight's little 3-person episode?
Yeah, please do. We need to get to a medic really fast.
So,
I am a medic.
I need a little bit more than that.
So previously on Resident Roleplay, as part of your ongoing efforts against the bioterrorist group known as the Manifold, you launched an attack on their facility in Port Warren. There you retrieved a sample of Archaea's blood, which you needed for an antidote, but you also encountered Samuel Emerson, the CEO of Emerson Industries and patron to the Manifold, who injected himself with an AACT-enhanced T-Abyss virus and transformed into a massive aquatic monster. You battled this monster, which retreated with Chauncey in its jaws as it grew weak, but from the jaws of death, Chauncey shot his way out and finished it off. You were then extracted via helicopter and flew back to Camp Clancy, where you found a battle-damaged Mr. G approaching, who last you heard was MIA after fighting Aiden at the Project Ares facility. And so, I guess a very quick recap, that's where we last left off. So, Chauncey carries the severely injured Mr. G inside the manor and lays him down on the nearest couch in the foyer, which is still kind of open to the cool wind of night given some of the battle damage from the previous battle, though the splintered wood and other debris and whatnot have since been cleaned.
I forgot some of the walls are still missing.
No, yeah, there's still definitely some holes in the walls, some shattered windows that still are in the process of being replaced. There's little bits of, scaffolding and other tarps, materials like that have been left behind by the construction team that come in during the day. Mm-hmm. But it's currently actually very early in the morning. It's May the 5th. It's about 1 a.m. by the time you guys get back. And so you're hauling Mr. G inside. Everyone's tired. Everyone's pretty battered, in fact, as well. And Mr. G, Chauncey kind of sets you down on the sofa.
Ow, 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 ow. Watch it. All right. Oh. Oh. So, it's worth noting that I think Noria did give me a little bit of healing.
Yeah.
Actually, we'll get into that a little bit, because that brings me just out of danger with that.
I don't know what the heal was that I gave you, because I can't find it in the chat. I did give you
You gave me 11 points. I have it on my character sheet, but I wasn't in Roll20 at that time.
Right, yeah. So everyone's, the party's kind of gathered around you.
First off, Kevin's going to hand Mr. G 4 health tablets. He says, "Here, take these."
How much are those?
1d4 plus 1 each.
Okay, so
they're like magic missiles for your health.
I like that.
It's just
So that's 44 then, plus 4.
So it might be a bit late, but I completely forgot about this.
Do anything.
But would any of you have had a long rest while everyone else was doing stuff?
I'm not a meal
A
anymore.
short rest or stuff to just get healed.
Yeah, you probably would have had time for a short rest, but everyone's still gearing up for the long rest.
Because needs some hit dice.
That's true. That is a good point, because Enya would have gotten back to base a good deal ahead of the rest of the party, because your mission ended earlier. Mm-hmm. And you're also a tad bit closer, so it was only a few hour flight. So it probably would have been early evening that you would have gotten back. You could get to an early long rest if you so chose, but you'll be absent during this interaction.
No, I just need some hit point.
Alright.
Just a short rest.
Yeah, short rest.
I need one of those too.
How much is that? That's 47. Me at 40. Need some more?
That's what I like about not having a big health pool. Is like I don't really need that many hit dice to get up to full.
Then you also
I'm just
die
joking.
quicker.
I was gonna say I'm joking. That's just an overall bad thing. I'll tell you what. If my health pool is any smaller.
Should I use one more? I'll use one more.
Oh, also, I see Joe's in the chat.
Yeah.
Hope you're having a good 4th. Yes, and happy America Day to all our fellow Americans.
More American. Than me.
Ilo, happy 4th of July. I'm sure you understand the weight and the
It's not
importance
even
of it.
4th of July for her right now, I don't think.
That's true. It's the 5th for you?
It's the 5th, yeah.
Alright, that
Happy
makes no
5th of
sense.
July.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Dirty foreigner. Alright.
Not even the same day. What kind of future person are you?
So after
No.
after he hands the tablets over to Mr. G, he
Super grateful.
yeah he nods and he begins by saying, "Okay, so start talking. What the hell happened to you?"
And Chauncey's just there with his arms crossed, just like, yeah, what's the deal?
Well, looking around, just like, first things first, before I even start. We need to put some tarps up right now. Cover up any holes. We can't have anybody looking in. They have spies everywhere.
Spies?
Currently, at this moment, right now. Well, he checks his watch first. He's like, currently. There is a scouting patrol not a few miles from here. They have a patrol every so often. There's one coming in about, I don't know, like what, a couple hours from now? I don't know what I got back exactly.
Yeah, roundabouts.
Have you been bugged, by the way?
I can tell you, I've not been bugged. You want to check me, but we need just how about this? He pulls out his rifle. Is like, follow me. But first, we need to cover up every hole. Like, we need walls for one, and when we get that done, hopefully that'll be enough time to get to the roof. And I want to get my rifle out.
And Chauncey's just like,
covering,
"Alright,
just
we could probably
covering up.
salvage some
the
stuff
big-
out of the dressers and the closets to just throw up."
Yeah. They have eyes literally everywhere, and I need to show you this.
Okay.
And so you all take some moments to put up a little bit of insulation and cover some of the holes around the foyer and around the war room. Just nailing up some quick and dirty blanket coverings.
And he's going to instruct. He's going to get everybody to the roof and instruct them to lay low. And he's going to go prone by like the edge of. I'm assuming there's like a little lip.
Yeah, there is a bit of a lip.
Yeah, and he's going to like go prone by there, set up his rifle, and just start waiting. He's just going to wait. But while he's doing that, he's just going to be like, well, I'm sure Enyo can tell you, but I got into a firefight with Aiden.
Aiden. I recall hearing that she said the beast.
Yeah, he's back. Unfortunately. Huh?
Also heard you went MIA.
Yeah, he won. Not something I'm proud to admit, but he captured me, brought me back to the Manifold facility, where I was held in a cell. I think pretty similar to the one that Mr. Lennox was in, I believe. At least it looked familiar from his description. They stripped me of all my gear and were trying to interrogate me about what was going on, what your guys' next move was. I didn't say anything, of course, but they were they had stepped out and they were going to what I'm assuming was to set a parasite in me. At least that was the implication, I believe. But I'm a spy, and those idiots left my watch on me. And I was able to get out just barely in time. Get out of my restraints, get out of the cell, and make my way through their facility. Unnoticed for just a little bit. Found an office. I think I was in the labs area. Was it the labs area? Engineering area?
Yeah. It was. We were in a sort of large lab chamber that had like several.
There's a lot of complicated shit going on. I'm not about that. But there was. The place is huge. We're gonna need an army to take this down. Just the building itself is a freaking weapon. I'm sure of it.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you were in like the Manifold HQ?
I think I was.
Huh.
Oh, I can tell you for a fact. I'm pretty sure I was because I found my way into an office and I found some documents.
Yeah.
They've been watching you guys for a while. Ever since they first hit you, they've had some agents here, and they've been keeping an eye on you and trying to figure out what your next move is. And he's got his binoculars out, scanning the tree lines.
Mm-hmm. It's also worth noting, by the way, that there is on Chauncey's squad a Foxtrot soldier that goes by the codename Archer. On Foxtrot 3, who is a sniper that keeps watch on the roof, so you could use him to assist in like spotting and whatnot if you would like.
Oh, perfect! I was gonna say he was gonna be like rotating from like corner to corner. We'll be on opposite corners, and we'll just
there you
rotate
go.
out.
Yeah, you can post Archer up on the other one. Chauncey's just like give him the order.
Yeah. I don't trust this guy to take the shot. I'm gonna take the shot if he spots him. I mean, I'm sure, no doubt, he's a skilled sniper, but
hey, I'm a marksman.
I'm higher level. But I've got my binoculars out and I'm scanning the tree line. Do I see anything yet?
Make a perception check.
Perception.
I'll say with advantage, given your, intel.
Do you still want me to do, if I am proficient in that, just tell you what the base is?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we established this.
Because I have a minimum 15 perception.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you see the individual you're looking for pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, you do, as predicted by the sort of scouting patterns that you had gleaned, you do see it looks to be an individual kind of coming in past the tree lines a little bit. Looks to be a soldier in sort of military gear, or a little bit of military gear, almost like a militia vest and whatnot. Assault rifle peeking out from the tree lines, just going prone. Probably wouldn't have been so easy to notice them if you didn't already know what you're looking for. But once you point them out, even Archer, kind of from his perch, is able to realize, oh yeah, you got a hostile.
Yeah, right on time.
Right at the edge of the tree line. He slings his rifle. Yeah, I was gonna say he slings his rifle over his shoulder, gets beside you, kind of has the binoculars out, and just is doing the whole spotting routine. And so you've spotted that particular hostile.
All right, I'm going to take a shot with headshot.
All right. Go ahead and roll with advantage. Well, technically, I did say they were kind of going prone, so I guess it would even out.
Okay, at least I don't have disadvantage.
It's true.
Which means straight shot, but I still get sneak attack. Oh, I guess I get a sneak attack for a lot of stuff because I'm assassin.
That's true, but you don't technically have advantage on this shot. But it is a surprise.
Well, because I'm hit.
Yeah,
I have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that have not taken a turn in combat yet. So I have.
So yeah, I would say it evens back out to advantage.
But...
Yeah. I would say it evens back out that you could get advantage on this shot, because then you would also have Actually, probably, I don't know, he's probably in your optimal range. What's your optimal range?
He's not in my optimal range.
What is it?
Well, I mean, unless he's within 500 feet of the compound. My optimal range is 50 to 500.
Okay, yeah, he'll probably be around 500 feet. So, yeah,
Oh, wow.
I would say just on the other side
close.
of that field, essentially, where you guys fought the Gigante, on the northern side of that field, essentially.
Wait, when? Optimal range is the range you have advantage in, right?
Yes.
So I'm like double advantage.
Yeah, either way, it evens back out to advantage, but it doesn't matter. Make your shot.
All right, shot. I have to go back and give myself advantage because I went past it already. I said headshot, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Headshot. All right. Whoa, what happened? There we go.
You rolled.
It did something weird on my screen for a second. 27 to hit.
27 hits.
Wait a minute. No, we're good. No, we're not good. Does that crit because he is
He is surprised, so yeah,
prize
that's great.
creature? Perfect. This dude's so dead.
Probably.
Forgot to get my physical dice out.
Wait for it. Wait for it. I've been wanting to do this for a while. Come on.
Is it happening?
Come on, dice, roll.
All right. It just gave up.
It just gave up. It didn't even do the 3D dice. All right.
Oh, wow. I got up 1 and a 10, though. 82 points of damage. Headshot. Piercing.
All right. Head blown clean off, and you see a little bit of the sort of flower-like Type 2 Plaga mandibles just standing in its place, undulating a bit in where the head once was before he falls, or rather, goes limp on the ground. Like a headless chicken for a second.
All right. Let's go pick up that asshole. Whoa.
Probably gonna hear that a lot during
Mr.
the session. Yeah, that was the
Mr.
shot.
G shot.
That was
Finally.
the shot.
They're not going to be looking for this guy for another few hours, so we can pick him up quick. He's on rotation.
And Chauncey just
And
Chauncey actually, he says to Archer, he's just like, wake up, or rather, is anybody else on watch with you? And Archer's just like, yeah, I think, Allie's been around. He's just like, okay, radio down to her, get her to go pick him up. And he turns to Mr. G, and he's just like, while we're retrieving that body, anything else you care to tell us? Because that's kind of a big deal that there are some bad guys just sitting on my back lawn.
they've been here since the attack on your compound. It never left. Did you guys even do a sweep?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to keep careful watch. Oop.
Huh.
They've been trying to figure out what your next move is, where you're gonna hit. I don't think they know exactly what we're gonna, yeah, I don't think yeah, alright. From what I can tell, they don't know exactly what we're doing, like, in terms of, I'm trying to remember if Mr. G knows about, yeah, he knows about, like, Guadalajara and all that, right?
Yeah.
Because I remember, yeah, because obviously they know everything. They know that we have the data that we were going to use to target the bases. They were ready for that, which is probably the only reason why I was even able to be captured in the first place, because they were waiting. But they don't know what you're doing in Guadalajara yet. But they figured that you're probably going to be doing something soon, and so they're planning an attack on Langley a few days from now, full scale.
Is there any way we can prevent this?
We fly there right now and arm up. But first, if there's gonna be more patrol coming in and out. And if they know that we know, they're probably gonna double down. We're gonna need security. We need cameras. We need motion detectors. Everything. Because if they find out that we're gone, they're gonna attack here next.
Chauncey says just like, well, Camp Clancy is always defended, except when we mobilize the whole force, but that generally doesn't happen unless it's time to take the fight to them.
That's what I'm saying. We know where they're gonna be next.
You're saying we should show up full force for that battle.
I'm pretty sure. Can't be certain, but I'm pretty sure. Walker's probably going to be in that attack.
Also, you said they were going to be ready for us at their facilities. That would have been a good thing to know before we arrived at Port Warren.
Yeah, would have been a good thing to know before I arrived at... Which was the place that I went to? Because I know it was Project Ares, but what was
the Project Ares facility?
Was it just a Project Ares facility?
Yeah.
But yeah, before I went to Project Ares facility, I probably would have just asked to nuke them. Instead, I got my ass captured.
Whoa, hold on. But since we didn't nuke it, I heard we got what we went there for. I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know, I just got back myself.
I want to get my super suit.
Yeah, alright. Let's take a look at it. Speaking of which, where is Enyo right now?
We just got back, so...
That's a good question. Archer, where's Enyo? He's just like,
Alright,
I don't know, somewhere in the barracks, probably?
Right, because I'm assuming you guys you've picked me up on the way back from your mission then. Coming home from your mission, at least.
Also, so, where is Enyo?
He's keeping an eye on that one dude who's making the antidote.
Just looking at him while he's working.
She's off in the R&D
Staring at
labs.
him. Yeah.
So would you have brought the Ares exosuit to the R&D labs?
She would have taken it to wherever she was supposed to put it. But
Yeah, you guys didn't really work anything out. Yeah.
I guess
she still has it with her.
So she's still
She's
just
wearing it,
carrying it
actually.
around, just on her shoulder,
Yeah.
or just in a duffel bag or something.
Oh, it's on her shoulder.
Alright, so you brought
That's
it to
where she
R&D.
is.
Would you have let the technicians or Quentin or anything take a look at it, or?
Not quit.
He doesn't want anything to do with Quentin.
Okay, so it's still just in the bag or whatever.
Yeah.
Alright. So, Chauncey, I guess doesn't he, yeah, that's right, because you guys don't have surveillance or anything on the compound anymore.
No, we
So-
need surveillance pretty badly. Mr. G will help if he needs to.
Yeah, so you guys basically just have to go out searching for Enyo until you find her. But it wouldn't take long after.
Do we still have PA?
That's what I was thinking, but it's also 1 o'clock in the morning, and
I was gonna.
half the
Yeah.
half the crew is asleep.
Just wake everybody up. Where's Enyo? As you were.
It wouldn't take long after searching to realize
Yeah.
she's not in the barracks, not in the kitchen. You gotta be in the, not in the gym or the shooting range or anything. You would find your way to the R&D labs.
You guys notice she's cooking up a mad meal.
She can't even eat it.
You guys would notice, even though I guess he's been healed quite a bit now, over half. His his breathing is back to normal now. He has less slump in his posture, but he is slow. Like he limps when he walks, and you can see this one of his legs has a bullet wound going right through it. Wait for me. Someone, I need a freaking crutch. This is annoying.
All right, so you all make your way back into the R&D labs and eventually regroup with Enyo.
As soon as Enyo sees Mr. G, it's like stare, turn, or it's like this not surprise.
Like a double take?
I can't really tell if it's surprise, but
a robot double take?
Yeah.
Ow. Just limping his way in everywhere. I've always imagined R&D with... Huh? Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, I always imagined R&D, because it's underground, right?
Yeah.
There's like a long flight of stairs. Like he's just like limping down those stairs, just like, ow, ow, ow. And you can just hear his voice reverberating down through the hallway before he even gets there.
She's already walking out the door then.
Yeah, and you see Mr. G entering into the halls of the underground R&D area with the rest of the party. And he looks pretty beat up.
Ow.
Mr. G, you are alive?
Mostly.
How did you get away?
Well, I'm fast. Well, I guess I'm not fast anymore, but I was fast when I needed to be.
Kind of stands for a moment, and then her arms shift into shotgun mode.
Yeah, no, you want to kill me. Everybody wants to kill me now.
Can you still be trusted?
Well, just looking around, it's like, did anybody really trust me to begin with?
Is a fair point.
I could tell you right now. Nothing's changed in my beliefs between between I don't know, Walker versus Chauncey. I'm on the winning side, and that's all that matters.
I see.
I don't got a
Puts
parasite
his
in me
shotgun
either. If you want to x-ray my freaking skull or whatever to see if I got a parasite up in there, you can go ahead and do it.
I'm gonna check the T-virus. That's the only one she has.
Oh yeah,
For
you do
which
your
one?
sense infected.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't detect any T-virus presence. Except for Katara, of course.
A side glance back at him. I am glad to see that you are back in one piece.
Oh, well, okay. Mostly one piece. I left a bit of my leg back there in the freaking manifold headquarters, but I think I left a bit of my shoulder too. And he's like poking at this hole going through his shoulder.
Have you received proper medical attention yet?
Looking at Kevin and Nuria, it's like, yes.
You sound as if you are lying.
Well, looks like you guys can't be called proper medical without someone having to lie, so guess not.
Area looks hurt.
I need to lay down. That was a lot of stairs. He's just gonna because this is also where medical is too, right?
Yes, it is.
He's gonna go lay down on one of the freaking one of the stretchers or whatever. Who's just wet across the hall.
All
Just
right.
wheel himself around. Well, actually, would he be able to find a wheelchair that he could just chill in for a little bit?
Turning into a meal.
I would say make
No.
an investigation check.
Oh, investigation minimum is 21.
Oh yeah, you could find a wheelchair easy enough. There's really only one that's kind of in storage since this isn't a full medical facility, but it's just sort of on hand just in case.
Just
There
in case
is-
for something exactly like this.
Yeah,
Ow.
there is one.
He's just gonna plop himself down in that wheelchair and just roll himself around the rest of this facility while he's here, doing wheelies the whole time.
Alright, if you're done fooling around, Chauncey chimes in. I think we could all use a good rest after that last encounter. But, first, I want to see the suit.
Yeah, I want to see what I nearly died for. I want to see you win it.
And
That's gonna make Walker
Anya
piss
nods and
himself.
heads over. Actually, no, it's over her shoulder. Yes.
Throws the double bag to the ground. Alright, so he takes it, zip, opens it up, and just oh yeah. How do I put this thing
Spend
on?
an hour. Spend an hour to doff it. Or to don
Yeah.
it.
Well, first he has to doff his current super heavy
Oh
armor.
no!
So you guys could. So he's probably gonna be changing for a good 10-15 minutes.
While that's happening, Mr. G is literally just gonna be wheeling himself around R&D, basically going around messing with everybody. He's gonna go around, talk to freaking Quint, bully him for a little bit, go to what's the guy's name who's in the cell right now who I cut his Achilles?
Frederick Downing.
Yep. Walk roll by Frederick Downing and just check it out. I could walk still and they gave me a wheelchair. And just roll by past.
You wake him up to say that too. Is worth noting. He's just
Alright.
he fumbles his glasses on, just good to know.
Fuck you, nerd.
Gee.
Get back to rest.
So by the time you're done doing all that, he probably has the armor on.
I'm also gonna go through every room. I'm gonna make a stop in I think the comms room is down here as well if anybody's in there.
Yeah, in the security room, the armory. Oh.
Yeah. Go to the comms room, go to the security room, go to the army room. Just being a right dick.
So while this is going on, can I craft some things?
It depends on how long it takes to craft it. Well, I suppose you could still be crafting and just hanging around where Chauncey is. At this point, I'm imagining
that's
you're all
the
in the living quarters area of the underground laboratory. I should probably. I don't think I still have it. I was gonna say I should probably just have the map of this area on hand.
Yeah.
Because I realized while editing the recap that there's this big elaborate map of this whole area that you guys visit frequently that we have never used since it was a combat area. But the layout is still exactly the same.
Didn't we blow it up too?
No, it was going to self-destruct, but you guys deactivated that. So it never got destroyed or anything. So there is a whole layout to this place in a map that probably could be used for a lot of these scenes. Anyway, just a thought I had.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because I remember we had there was some sort of trap, but what that was the regenerators that we opened up on a
Yeah, you guys
elevator full of soldiers.
let loose some regenerators. But anyway, so
That was
Kevin,
fun.
you're
Fun
looking
time.
to craft?
I am looking to craft.
What are you looking to craft?
I want to craft a smoke bomb
All right.
and And I want to see if I can't craft one of these volatile reactions.
All right.
Oh.
Good to know. So, assuming you have all the materials and whatnot for that?
Okay, let me just...
That's a big one, isn't it?
I do have the materials. Let me just subtract them from
Yeah,
my
go ahead and mark those off. Whether you succeed or fail, you consume the materials, and then go ahead and make your crafting checks. Which one are you doing first?
I'll go with the volatile reaction.
All right.
Alright. And that's a 15
Yep.
or a craft check.
It's an
there.
intelligence crafting check, so that's your intelligence
go.
modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
If I help him, would that give him disadvantage?
Quite possibly.
Ooh, that's a nice bonus.
Let's go, cowboy. Got some volatile reactions here.
Just shy.
Actually, Nuria might need to do some craft.
Yeah, it's got all your crafting done while Mr. G's doing like wheel spinnies in the hallway.
And while Chauncey is undressing basically and redressing into this Ares exosuit,
I don't think he's ever gonna take that one off.
because he does have. It's worth noting his armor before was under his suit, his formal suit that he had on the outside. So he has to take
true.
all that off and then take off his armor beneath and strip down to his undies. Seems
old is
Chauncey
he?
ends up in the undies very often.
This is true. How old is Chauncey right now?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
I think he's like 50.
I don't think he's that
You're
old.
not 50.
No, I think he's
40s.
40s. Yeah.
I want to say 40s. I know Emil's in his 50s.
Yeah, so Chauncey's probably around
He's an
about
old man. He's
40s.
already in a wheelchair.
He's not in a wheelchair. Mr. G ended up in a wheelchair before he did.
So, could I try that again?
You can if you
Yeah,
have the
I
the
think-
supplies.
Is it if you fail any check, you lose the supplies immediately, or is it like you could fail once and then try again?
No, you lose it each attempt.
You use it.
You have to expend that cost every time you attempt to craft.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna craft some medical injection.
All right.
Talk with
roll
Qatar.
for
She's
that
probably
as well.
got them.
There's intelligence.
According to
Katara's
this, I have
actually-
one scrap left.
Oh boy. Well, you're gonna need to do some shopping or some looting. But Katara is actually available at this point, so she's just sitting around. So if any of you want to solicit her for help, she would probably just aid in helping your crafting checks because she's not doing anything else while Chauncey dresses up.
I need her up to maybe craft a smoke bomb, just to be sure.
Katara gets resources from somewhere. Was it the university?
I don't think so.
I could have swore she gets like.
Actually, there's the science shop, but where she can purchase resources.
I could have sworn she was able to just.
Add
like, with,
proficiency to craft.
Okay.
Yes.
yeah, proficiency with your tools.
Yeah, because you're using your tools to craft, and so your proficiency with your tools gets added
Yeah.
to the check, and then it just uses whatever modifier is on the particular craft, either mobility or
Gotcha.
intelligence.
Okay. And this is for the medical injection. Yeah, that's
All right, so you get some medical injections.
we get some toxic injections as well.
This is again for
That's
the
for
volatile
smoke
reaction. Oh, that's for the smoke.
No. Yeah, so I succeed.
You can roll the same thing.
I have a smoke bomb.
All right.
Goody.
So you
All right, we got a
smoke
smoke bomb. You want some fire, or do you have enough for some fire?
Some fire.
Volatile reaction.
Let's do this again.
I don't have enough for to make it, so I'm missing a scrap.
One scrap.
Yeah.
Who's got scrap? I know for sure Katara does, but I don't know if you want to trade with her at this point.
3, and I'm gonna put one of those in the hyper gun.
And actually, do any of us even have a lighter?
Yeah, no, Qatar
That was
does.
a scientist.
Oh,
I have a laser.
Qatar's got a lighter. Does Nuri have a lighter?
Neri has a lighter.
oh well. If we have lighters, then I guess there's a point to making it after all. As Kevin looks over to Katara, do you mind if I use one of your scrap to make this reaction here, or try to at least?
It's good. Yeah, that's your last chance if you do that, huh?
Yeah, it is.
I actually don't know how much. I don't know what's in Qatar's inventory right now.
I'm gonna
Mm,
send him a message. See what happens.
need more inventory slots. I want to craft another medical injection.
It's scrap material, right?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Chauncey's like trying to figure out how to get this suit on. He's just like, "Where are all these robot bits? I don't know this." Also worth noting, he actually cannot wear this one on the inside of his formal suit, because there's just too much material about it. Its size is too large to be worn under clothes in the same way that normal heavy armor can. There's just way too much. He would look ridiculous.
But it's way too cool to not just show off, right?
At the same time, yes, that is so. When you see him start to piece it together, yeah, you see it's basically like a mix between the heavy armor that he typically uses with like, Kevlar, hard plates and stuff all over the body, but also these sort of steel-framed exoskeleton bits connecting the joints.
One more medical injection. Yeah, cool.
Those all succeed, I assume.
Yeah. Okay, I'm stocked up again. Although I need more fluid.
Actually, those give you 2 syringes a pop too, right? So
Yeah.
that's like 6 of them right there. That's a lot of healing.
The middle one was toxic.
Oh, gotcha.
So that's a lot of anti-healing.
Got 3
Damage.
toxic injections. I had 1 before. No, I had 4. I had 2 before. And then got another 4 medical. Well, now I need fluids and material. And I need more inventory. I'm maxed out once again.
How much inventory do you have?
I have 14.
That, I believe, is the most you can have without being a survivor. No, 16 is the most
16
you can have
is,
without
yeah.
being a survivor. Yeah. About 12.
Need a large attach case. Or attach?
I've got a small attachment case.
Oh,
Need a
man.
large one. I have a medium.
Gonna fix that. In the middle of warfare, really quick, can we just go into a store, like, buy a medium?
Alright, so as you all are finishing up your crafts and Mr. G comes back on his wheelie, you see Chauncey in this crazy looking power armor from head to toe, but he is just like struggling to even walk. He's just like, ugh! What am I supposed to do with this? I can't even. This thing is freaking heavy.
Mr. G just rolls by saying, like, have you tried turning it off and back on again?
And you all from outside observers would see there is like a bit of a power monitor that is on one of the pieces that just seems to be in a dormant state. You're just like, what? This thing have an on switch?
Wait, what? Does it have an on switch? Oh, shit.
You guys waltz up to investigate because he looks like a turtle right now. He can't find anything.
It's like an armor lock mode where he's just
Basically, yeah, he's just kind of sort of A-posed, and he's just.
Kevin is sufficiently advanced with technology. He can give it a shot.
All right, make a technology check to inspect this armor.
That delicious plus 12.
Also, ooh.
Whoa!
Oh!
Solid 31. So,
He actually upgrades it.
yeah, Kevin, with your technical mind and your engineering expertise, you step up to inspect this power armor, and it is quite a work of art as far as you're concerned. Just a feat of engineering. And as you inspect it, you do find that power indicator that I mentioned previously, and you do recognize that there are a lot of robotics at play in this general power armor. The exoskeletal frame that seems to connect all the joints is obviously designed to alleviate the extreme weight that this armor has, and you recognize it as a basic sort of exoskeleton, what you call that, sort of weight suspension system. So,
Yeah, weight distribution.
weight distribution, yeah. So, examining it, you do find a panel that you're able to pop open with your Tinker's tools, and you do find with some basic inputs from some switches and wiring that you find in there that you are able to activate this armor. As you do, you see that meter just go as the thing powers on, but then it just sort of sputters out and just goes, in a voice that is almost kind of like Enyo's, insufficient power.
This thing needs a power source.
I guess that makes sense. When he found that it was being charged, I guess we unplugged it too soon.
You telling me I can't even use this thing? This horrible. He knocks something over.
Just like struggling to knock something over.
Yeah, he tries to just throws his weight at it. Almost falls
He
over.
knocks himself over.
He's just looking at him like, I'm not gonna catch him.
Lands on one of the bunks in that surround the living quarters of the R&D area.
Now, hold on. All we need to do is find a sufficient source of power.
Whatever happened to that battery that was in that one thing?
And I'll say
One thing?
with Kevin, with your 31, you would be able to discern as you're analyzing this piece of technology that, yeah, it does basically run on a power source. It needs to charge up. You're not sure how efficient its battery life is, but you do get the sense that it needs a full charge before it runs for the first time, which gives you the indication that it'll probably be running for a good long while after that. Examining it, you do find ports for where it would have been plugged in back at the facility. And examining those ports, you're like, oh yeah, we've got some wiring around the R&D lab that would fit neatly into there. So just essentially plugging it into the wall, but with some heavy sort of wiring that you might use to jump a car, say, you would be able to get this thing charging overnight.
Can we like hook it up, like take just like a freaking thing, plug it into the wall, and just leave Chauncey in overnight?
No way. I'm stepping out of this. I gotta take this off. I'm sweating.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Somebody give me a hand.
I'm not helping him.
Screw you guys.
Hey, I was gonna help him.
All right, yeah, you can
also,
give him a hand, but he is still able to move in it. But it's just it's a little difficult. But with his strength, he is able to eventually get it off, even unassisted. But yeah, your assistance definitely helps as you prop him up off the bunk for a bit and give him a hand with removing some of the plates.
I will say though that this technology is something. Now, keep the year is like 2009, right?
Yeah, it's 2009 currently.
So this reference works. This armor here is something straight out of Fallout. Like, have you ever played Fallout 3?
What?
Tara's like, oh
Fallout
yeah, I
3.
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's just like that.
Yeah.
Real neat.
The hell's Fallout?
Oh, you should play through it. I think you'd like it, Mr. G.
Yeah, it's a PS3 game. Just came out, well, actually 2 years ago.
I might be on the wrong side.
Hey,
No.
hey, I'm a nerd. I'm a geek. Give me a break.
Yeah. Shit, there's nerds on every side.
Yeah.
Wars are won by nerds. That's guitar.
Wars are won by a hail of bullets.
Well, a little both. Let's compromise.
I am not a nerd.
That's true. She's not a nerd.
She's the product of a nerd.
That does not count.
All right, so eventually Chauncey gets out of this armor.
Also, gonna say
Yeah.
really quick. Mel did get back. He said you can borrow one from Katara.
All right, so you can do that early morning craft.
Oh, goody, goody, goody.
Make one more attempt at the volatile reaction.
Anything above a 6.
There you go. So you patch together some vials and chemicals and material in order to create a small improvised chemical explosive.
Ready.
Watching him put that together, it's just like, all right, maybe I might be on the right side. The hell is that thing?
It's an explosion in a can, my friend. An explosion in a can.
Man. War used to be so simple.
Well, war changes.
Yeah, but I wish it was just like, send someone like me and shoot a dictator, change power, install somebody of your own ideology into their seat. It was way better back then. Be fair, we still kind of do it, but it's a lot quieter. Now you guys are going and making, just like looking at it like this thing.
All right, Kev boy. Why don't you go ahead and hook up this armor to the wall and let it stew overnight?
All right. Does he still have the modifiers from that last roll?
In terms of technology?
Yeah, it's
No,
31.
yeah, like I said, with that 31, you're able to pretty readily understand what you need, and you guys have all the materials on hand. This R&D lab is pretty well equipped and well funded.
Okay. Well,
So
he cracks his knuckles and he gets to pulling together wires and whatnot and starts inserting things where they belong and whatever.
So you bring it basically over to, we'll say, the area that is the labs proper, sort of by where the plug or removal device and whatnot is stationed. That area would have the most materials. You find a spot for it in one of the corners and hook it up into the wall and get some power running through it.
All right.
Chauncey's just like, all right, so we've got a lot to stew over. I think we're going to need a good long rest after these last couple of battles. First thing in the morning, though, we need to get to work.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, do you know what day is it?
It is currently morning of May the 5th, now that you guys have crossed over midnight. But it's, you guys still need to, it'll still be May the 5th after your rest.
Okay, yeah. So it'll still be May the 5th after we rest, so we have the day after that.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. or I guess closer to 2 a.m. now.
Yeah, so it's like, we need to move fast. They're going to arrive at Langley tomorrow, the day after.
Well, you know me, I'm always down for the fight.
I think, I'm looking at it, yeah. So they're arriving, I think they're supposed to touch down on the 7th from this little thing that I've got here. So we can get there, we could, long rest. Get all of the surveillance stuff done, try to patch up some holes tomorrow, and then leave the day after. I think that's good.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
And also,
Well,
Katara, Yes? What about that, Archaea's blood thing we got? What are we supposed to do with that? Oh yeah, I need to set Frederick Downing to task with creating that antidote. I'll leave the sample here in the labs, along with some notes for the team to get it to Downing and get him working on it so he could drum up a report of what we'll need to do from there. We should have that by the end of tomorrow.
Well, I'm gonna go see if I can find any more traveling or wandering patrols. Oh, has Allie brought back that soldier from?
Yeah, by the time you guys get back to the manor, you would find her basically with this corpse, headless corpse in the foyer with its sort of four-pronged mandible sticking out of the neck region.
I was gonna ask if it had any manifold gear on it, but I guess that really doesn't.
Well, it is geared up, but yeah, again, they're in sort of a militia sort of get-up, right? They're just in a Kevlar vest over civvies. It's carrying an AK.
Yeah, they're probably stationed out somewhere else, and then they wander in. Well, I'm gonna go on patrol.
Alright, sounds good. Everyone get some rest.
I am joining you.
Who's joining? Was that Enyo or
I am
Maria?
joining you.
Okay.
You cannot argue this,
I wasn't going to.
but
Alright.
just us following him.
So everybody else makes their way to bed. And Ollie's just like, well, what do you want me to do with his body? Yeah, I guess we just need to take a look at it.
Burn it.
Burn it, yeah. Get rid of it. And he heads off to his quarters. Everybody else settling in for a long rest too? That's not going out for a round like Mr. G?
Yeah,
And Enyo?
I'm hoping.
Alright. Everybody else get started on your rest in these
Yeah.
late morning hours. But Enyo, you follow Mr. G.
Are we gonna? How long are we gonna be out here? Just for like an hour or whatnot?
That's up
Make,
to
like,
you.
a round. All right. I'll say if you go one round around like down the perimeter of the base, he's just gonna be like, "All right, you head back to base. I gotta get something from the from something in the forest really quick. I'll be right back." It's a
She
surprise.
just
Don't
keeps
worry.
following him.
Get back to the base.
I'm not going back to the base.
All right. Want to see something really cool?
What kind of cool?
All right, follow me. And I'm going to head to where I stashed the freaking VTOL.
All right.
What?
So, you head in that direction. And
Yeah, and I'm making it like now that we've done a full thing, he's not trying to be stealthy at all anymore. He's just kind of like hacking through. He's got a freaking katana, so he can easily hack through any brush. He's just like he's not trying to be stealthy anymore. He's just going to go trying to find his plane,
yeah.
whatever that is.
So, heading out into the woods, you find in a clearing. And I was gonna... Mr. G, you actually, I realize, would be familiar with this as the clearing where the Don Feliciano fight happened. It's still got
Wait, is it really?
Yeah, it's still got the skid marks from where that helicopter crashed, where grass, there's like a patch where grass is fresher there. But Yeah,
That's funny.
there's a bit of like a sort of scar that runs through the land that's a bit semi-permanent, and some from where the trees and whatnot were uprooted. But you find this clearing empty under the moonlight, save for what looks to be a aerial vehicle of some kind. What looks to be a mobile VTOL jet, but one that is highly advanced, and one not a typical military issue jet. It looks quite unique in its design.
Where did you get this?
Well, I didn't run back from the manifold base.
This is manifold technology?
This is manifold technology. And I didn't want to land near the camp because they probably just would have shot me down, and I would have been good already. But I was able to get a hold of this vehicle and make my escape. They've got a lot more of these where I come from. They've got a lot more of these, but we've got one now, so I guess that makes it a little bit. Yeah, we've got one. I was hoping for it to just be a surprise, but whatever. Can't really surprise a robot, I don't think.
It is interesting.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
just
guess what?
flies?
Huh? What was that?
Yeah, what'd you say?
Oh. I was gonna say just like, yep, you and that thing, you're basically sisters.
Oh. That thing
You're-
is nothing compared to me.
No, but it could fly.
I could probably fly if I tried.
Well, maybe if you were like, if Walker finished upgrading you, you might be able to fly, but from what I can tell, you're not finished yet.
I am incomplete, but that does not matter. I'm still far superior than this.
In some ways.
This is not a debate.
You're right, it's a fact.
I refuse to continue this conversation.
Nope, alright. Do you know how to
What are
fly?
you going to say?
What'd you say?
What did you say?
Do you know how to fly?
She's gonna check her programming.
Do you have piloting proficiency?
Does she
I
just
could have
know-
flown if I had piloting proficiency.
Yeah, it's the only prerequisite.
Oh,
Does she just know how to fly this because it's manifold? Is she like a super huge Walker fanboy where she's just like, oh, I can do anything.
Unfortunately, that's not
pilot
part of her. That's not part of her programming. It seems.
seems it was not built to fly.
That's unfortunate.
What are you going to do with this?
Well, actually, now that I think about it, I guess I still can't fly it into base because I still just might get shot down. Okay, how about this? Let everybody know I've got a ship and I'm coming in. Please don't shoot me down when I come in. I say I don't have an AA gun anymore, which is still kind of a bad thing, but yeah, let them know.
I do not believe I am the most trustworthy person to inform them of this.
Well, I don't think they trust either of us right now, so I don't.
I suppose that is true.
So, like, what's more believable? That you're coming in and lying about the fact that I have a manifold copter, or the fact that I have a manifold copter?
Or a jet, rather.
Or a jet copter. Whatever this thing is.
Hmm.
They're gonna have to believe me when a freaking manifold VTOL vehicle comes showing up anyway, so... I can start the pre-flight sequence and you can let them know I'm coming. Give you, like, I don't know. Right. Would be able to radio this far? Or you can just call me.
Yeah, you can make calls.
Yeah, just let me know if I'm
Isn't
clear
everyone
to
like?
land.
Is everyone like asleep right now? Or is it not like that
I mean,
late?
everybody. Well, you guys have. It's a couple miles out,
there's-
so it's been about an hour since everybody's kind of gone to bed.
I was gonna say, because like the main crew was, I think, staying up to finish like patching up some stuff, but they probably would have gone to bed by now.
Or maybe less than an hour, but no, yeah, for just a couple of miles. But yeah, no doubt everybody who is
Well, I don't want
off
to
to
leave this
bed
thing
at
out here.
point.
I don't want to leave this thing out here any longer than it needs to be, because if they come pick, well, then we've lost our VTOL. So you're gonna have to wake somebody up, because I'm not leaving this out here in the.
How big is this?
I'm assuming the size of a jet.
Yeah,
Well,
about the size of a.
Like the visual description Raph gave me was basically like one of those Avengers.
Yeah, the Quinjets from
Quinjets.
from the
From the
Avengers
movies?
comics.
Do you know what that looks like?
So
I'll just post a picture. But yeah, it's not huge, but it's not
it's a jet
like
size.
a personal vehicle size. Yeah. Oh, here's a good one with reference with people in the frame for reference.
And for those wondering, this is just on Discord.
I'm gonna post a link to the image as well that I'm
Yeah,
using
yeah.
in the chat.
For people on Twitch.
Or be on Twitch. That's true. If you're watching this on YouTube, go look it up. Avengers Quinjet.
How big is? Okay, I
What do you
think I can kind of get how big it is.
Yeah.
Hmm. It was like smallish. I was gonna be like, can anyone push this thing?
Do you want to carry it? I don't know if that's gonna work. I might as well fly it.
You wouldn't be able to push it through all the thick forestry and whatnot anyway,
That's
too,
true,
because
'cause
you
there's
need
still-
the strength to A, move a jet, which is several tons, and B, move trees.
Out of the way. Because we're in the middle of a clearing right now, but there's still forest.
Yeah, you're
between
surrounded
us and the camp.
by trees on every side.
Who should I inform of the jet?
Well, Chauncey. If anybody's gonna shoot me down, it'd be him.
Understood.
And he's gonna get in and like start the pre-flight sequence.
Alright, you start the pre-flight sequence. Enyo, are you making your way back to camp?
Yeah, she's heading to Chauncey.
On your way back out, make a
Is it-
survival check.
Oh no!
Oh no! I think about this.
Brought you out in the middle of nowhere, and you're just like, where am I?
Oh, it's a straight D20. Swear if it's in that one. Yeah, that's not too bad.
Alright. You do, on your way out, you're pretty easily able to navigate your way back through the forest just to get back where you came from, using your navigational tools that are built into your system. However, you do make a little bit of an observation as you're moving out of the clearing. You do see evidences of camping in the general area. Sort of, areas that are used for, like, making fires and other bushcraft type stuff.
she's gonna like mentally note that.
All right.
Kind of nod to herself and keep going.
So you make your way back to the camp. And you radio into Chauncey to let him know that. Or I suppose,
She's gonna
you'd
barge
have to,
straight
you'd have
into
to,
his room.
you'd have to barge in, I suppose, yeah. 'Cause
She
I don't know.
slams that door open.
He slammed the door open, and he like rolls out of bed and pulls the Hydra out from under his pillow, and he's just like, "Ah!"
Mr. G is flying a jet into the base. Not shoot him down. That is all.
And you just go out of his doorway after that, and he's just like, "Wow, that was weird." And then a short.
man, I hope
Make a strength check.
I really hope.
Strength check to see if she knocked that.
Sure, make
that
a strength
door
check,
off.
yeah, for the door, because he values
I
his
really-
privacy.
I really hope he doesn't just like go back to sleep because I'm coming back soon.
I don't know if this is in it, Hoodie. Oh, okay, she didn't knock it off.
Nah, but you managed to get it open.
Woke him up.
And then he's just there all wide-eyed with his shotgun. And then he tries to settle back down, but then a short while later you just hear as a jet flies overhead and wakes up the whole darn camp. So you would know it would probably be best to land that bird
On the roof.
not on the roof, due to the amount of force needed for the vertical takeoff. If it, unless it had a runway or something, yeah, you would want to land that probably
You
on.
need a helipad up there.
Yeah,
Can
you
we
guys
install a
don't.
helipad?
You guys actually do not have a helipad currently, but you would be able to. I think if you got. Wait, no,
I'll
because
make
you
you with
guys,
the
you
guard.
actually, you guys have a hangar. I forgot about that. There is a hangar by the R&D labs. Remember that opens up to the forest.
Right, yeah.
So-
I freaking shot a pilot out of there once.
Yeah, so that's true. So either, you could land it either on any of the grassland that surrounds the manor, in any of the fields that you have, or you could land it in the hangar, but you'd have to radio ahead to R&D to get it open.
I haven't gotten shot down yet, so I'm going to the hangar. That's probably the safest place to
Okay.
keep it.
But again, you'd have to, radio ahead to get that in, but that'd be easily accomplished. So you wake up Katara's parents or someone down in R&D or Quint to hit the controls for a quick landing, and you.
I just have an air like run over, like run across and like activate it.
Yeah, sure. But I believe Mr. G does have the communication tools on hand to be able to announce that ahead of time. So yeah,
I'm pretty sure I figured out how to operate this bird by now to be able to radio it.
So you
Although
radio
I think
ahead in.
Like a pre-flight sequence, I think takes like what, an hour or something to. No. Yeah, it takes them a while to get back though.
Yeah, it does take a little bit, but.
I'm able to get back.
Mhm.
Do I have a stat block for this? Or is it because I know that there's a generic vehicle one, but that's I'm assuming just for.
Let me see. Is there?
Because we have automobile.
I have
But
automobiles.
do you have a jet one?
I don't think we have a jet one yet. I'll probably make one soon though, and get that to you. As soon as I have it.
This didn't.
But
even,
it's worth noting, yeah.
Occurred to me until just now, but we're definitely flying this into the battle at Langley, right?
Because, yeah, and taking a look at that thing, getting familiar with its controls as you fly it, you do realize, yeah, this is like the sort of properties of this particular jet. It does have guns, it is pretty well armored. It's designed for stealth and mobility, more so than anything, hence its VTOL nature. But it is armed, it is combat ready, it is ready for dogfights or air support or anything of that nature. It's mostly just machine guns it has on hand, nothing heavy artillery, but
Does it have like that front turret that can just like?
yeah, it's got a front swivel turret
Oh yeah, that's all I need.
and a pretty advanced targeting matrix. It's got a full holographic heads-up display that comes up across the monitor, or across the cockpit windshield, basically. That
Get that shit out of here! I can't see. I'll just eyeball it.
all right. So you land in the hangar, and you have secured the Harpy 7, as it's called.
I can't imagine whoever's running like that dead end, radio job. It was just like sitting in the hangar, which is like they don't even have a helicopter. Why do they need someone to man this? Getting a radio call in, just being like manifold jet incoming, and it's a friendly. I chose this job because I wasn't gonna get any calls.
Although I'm sure it has seen some use just from the supply shipments and whatnot. And
that's true, because I think they
there's traffic
shipped a
coming
hunter. I think they shipped a hunter through there once.
In a box. So nonetheless, Mr. G, you also getting for the night's rest? Turning to camp?
I should be, now. I don't think I have anything else to do.
Alright. So everybody
And
settles
then
in.
your wool, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Right outside his room.
Yeah, where is Mr. G settling? Are you just going into one of the barracks rooms and just bunking with some of the soldiers and when that's available? Where have you been sleeping whenever you take a long rests here? We do have maps of Camp Clancy, I do believe, in your journal. Under...
Right. Well, let's see what we got here.
Files,
this is just...
Chauncey. We have maps of Camp Clancy.
Oh, no, that's the Warfare one that I have. Oh, there it is. I'll sleep in the commander's quarters.
I don't think that's an option as far as Chauncey's concerned.
All right, so first floor. All right, foyer, gym, shooting. Second floor. That's where all the quarters are. Both is infantry quarters. First floor.
Yeah, there's infantry quarters on the east side of the manor on both the first and second floors.
21C, or is that 2IC?
Yeah, second in command.
Ah,
that's where.
Who is that?
Because this was based on, I don't know. I don't think Chauncey has designated anyone.
I'm sleeping in that room.
All right. Well, I'm sure somebody is there. We just haven't figured it out.
Well, I'm kicking them out.
Chauncey would have somebody, whoever he considers his second in command.
No, he probably, honestly, looking at it, he's probably like bunking in the gym or something like that on the first floor. Like literally just sleeping on the floor.
Yoga mat.
A yoga mat and a freaking like medicine ball for a pillow.
Right.
That'd be super uncomfortable.
So, and Enyo's just out in the foyer.
She'll be in there, just standing against the wall.
Yeah.
All right. So you all take your rest. Settle in.
He's cuddled in a corner.
Settle in for a long rest. And since you all stayed up pretty late into the night, it's pretty late into the morning by the time everybody comes to.
It's a lot later for Mr. G. He's getting up super late.
That's true. Yeah, you need the rest.
I'm also going to use hit dice.
Yeah, and so everybody completes a long rest though, recovers.
Oh wait, no, you still get full on hit.
You recover half your hit dice on a long rest.
But we don't get any health back on rest.
You do not get hit points back on a long rest. Yeah.
Right, because we're on survival rules. All right, yep. Is it because we haven't actually usually when we get long rest, it's usually at the end of it, but as we're going to start it right away. Can I use my hit dice before the long rest and then get them back on the long rest?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to start using some of mine.
I'm trying to remember what hit dice I had.
Because you got a bunch of different kinds now, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, D4s and...
I think you used them all last time too, didn't you?
I used 3 of them.
Oh, okay. 3 for the whole day?
Yeah.
I guess you didn't really take too much damage until the end.
Yeah, I kept popping those pills and that
That's true.
And that red green and that green. I think it was D6s.
So yeah, whatever you have left over is what you have. You got D6s from scientists and D10s from survivor.
Alright. I think it was like 3d6s I recovered.
Be sure to keep careful track of that on your character sheet. I don't want anybody cheating on hit dice.
Okay, and how many d6s was that?
What was that? Oh, there we go. That you've used?
Total.
Just according
What's
to your
level
character
look like?
level. Yeah, your scientist levels.
Oh, okay.
Have as many d6s as you have scientist levels, and as many d10s as you have survivor levels.
Oh yeah, I think Enya gets a hit dice back. Nice.
Yeah, so I've used 68, which I think is under half of 13. 13 and 7 and 6. Yeah, so I would still get it back regardless, so I can get all 6 during this long rest. Just enough to get. Without those teals, I probably have to use a whole lot more, man. So that's lucky. I only had to use exactly half.
And add your constitution modifier to each roll.
Oh.
I have 0 constitution, so that's why I was rolling raw.
Oh. Alright. I'm 1 HP off from max. Okay.
Go ahead, use it. We're getting them back. Well, get half.
You're getting half of them back. So you get half of your total back. So on the long rest. Which I'm not sure how that works for multi-class people.
Half of each?
Yeah,
Or
that's what
half-
I would assume.
That's what I would say. Each.
Oops.
Alright, so, and I'll say with Enyo, as you're sort of in your low power mode that you go into to rest, you're still fully conscious during that, so you are able to essentially stand sentry over the gym area where Mr. G is sleeping.
The G area?
Sure. I'll say you notice, again, because you don't technically go unconscious while you're long resting, you do notice some figures going in and out of the gym during your sleep. And
suspicious looking?
what was that?
Anyone suspicious looking?
They're all BSAA personnel. Most of them you don't strictly recognize. Well, I guess you don't know the rest of the non-party members too well.
They're just there to get a pump.
Well, one of them, again, some of them, they just essentially peek in through the doorway and look at this sort of area. You're not sure if they're just doing patrol or something, or if this is pretty normal, but they don't come in. But then at one point, the door opens, and one of the BSAA sort of soldiers, who's a sort of fit middle-aged woman in the BSAA uniform with blonde hair tied into a bun, a pair of aviators atop her head, barges in and walks up to you, and sort of looks you square in the face, waves in front of you to see if there's anything in there.
He's unresponsive.
Does this wake me up?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Alright, so I'll have to roll that one then.
Yeah, you will have to.
Oh, minimum is still 15.
I'll say, yeah, you'll have to roll it.
Oh,
Ding.
Spot on.
15. Rolled my minimum.
I'll say it doesn't quite wake you up. You're in a pretty deep sleep.
Oh, I'm hurting. Yeah, I am. Even if it did rouse me, I'm just like, fucking, if they kill me, I'm dead. It's probably the worst Mr. G has been in a while.
Yeah. So, Enyo, no response from you?
Yeah, she's not gonna say or do anything yet.
Alright. Then this blonde figure looks over at Mr. G, seeing him sort of sleeping there, and seems to back off and just head out of the room and close the door behind her.
I have a lot of questions.
She didn't do anything else?
Nope.
Was that Allie?
Did I?
I don't know. I'm not awake.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Mr. G,
Ugh.
yeah, was unconscious, but Enyo doesn't know her, rather. Again, she doesn't really know the non-party characters. At least not by name, I don't think.
I seriously think we're about to get, like, assassinated by her own people.
I totally thought she was gonna see if I was conscious
Wait,
and then go over to you and try to kill you.
I was gonna say, doesn't she already not like you?
So you all finish your long rest. You get your half of your hit dice back. So refill those as needed on your respective sheets, and that's half of your total. So no matter how many you use, you regain 50% of your total, whatever that amount would be.
Rounding up.
Yeah, rounding up. So, come morning, everybody wakes up.
I'm alive.
Mr. G and Enyo, you two a bit later than others because of your late return, but yeah, you're all in working order, but you notice something peculiar, Mr. G, as you rouse awake. Enyo's over in one corner of the gymnasium. And I guess if you didn't realize that she followed you in there last night, then that would come as a peculiarity to you, but I'm sure you did, but
I think I'm pretty aware that she follows me everywhere, so I'm just like, I'm assuming to see her wherever I go.
all right, so
Like,
you see her.
If I walk out of the bathroom, I'm expecting Enya to just be standing there.
Right. You already taught her to stay out of the bathroom while you're in there.
It took a while, but I got it.
To give us some robo treats.
So, but you do see her in the corner of this gym, and she's not in her usual sort of stasis sentry mode that she is when you recognize her as resting. At this point, when you rouse awake, you notice her sort of falling down to one knee, and as a sort of surge of power seems to go through her entire form, and a dull blue glow comes out from under some of her panels as various bits of machinery and paneling just like sort of shift and move about. And by the time
I'm like, yeah.
and as this comes to an end after a few seconds, there's like a sort of burst of brightness that comes out from under those panels as everything just and every sort of mechanism and panel that is on her just expands outward as if everything is activating at the same time, then settles back into place. Then she stands back up, and there's this sort of glow in her eyes that fades after a moment. Then she's back to working order.
Oh, shit, I thought you were going to explode. It's not supposed to happen yet.
I doubt I would just randomly explode. It seems my systems have updated once again.
Well, I guess what can you fly now?
I think a quick search of her systems can tell she can't fly.
Yeah, searching your systems and knowing yourself, you determine that you certainly cannot fly.
No, I cannot.
Oh, what else are
I'm
you going to get?
unsure what this update entails.
What else could you be able to do? You're already shooting laser beams out of your fingertips. What else do you need?
She's gonna aim at the gym wall and see what her new update entails.
All right.
Hold. Before you put more holes in our wall, we're trying to keep this place secure. Let's go to the shooting range literally just next door.
It's true, there is a shooting range adjacent to the gym. You bring her over there and set up some paper targets.
Set up some steel targets. Actually, you're not supposed to use steel, but I'm gonna do it anyways, because I'm a rule breaker.
Steel targets even be available?
I don't know. I'm sure we got some plingers.
We got some wooden targets, at the very least.
I'll just put whoever's in charge of the shooting range downrange.
You guys are in here early enough that you don't find anyone else in the shooting range. You would hear, I suppose, sort of outside some soldiers doing drills, but, you know, who had woken up earlier than you did and doing their morning runs and whatnot, but nobody's using the shooting range.
Out of the way, weapon of mass destruction coming through.
No, yeah, there's nobody else in the shooting range, so you have it all to yourself, and you could set up some wooden targets if you so choose.
It looks like a
Are you talking about me or you?
Fair point. Weapons of mass destruction coming through. I like that. I'm less a WMD. I'm more of a scalpel. No one would really go around calling me like a weapon of mass destruction. I'm just a very angry, targeted weapon of singular destruction.
That's correct.
Alright, so you have this conversation as you're setting up those targets. So you've got... How many targets does Mr. G set up?
5.
Alright, you set up 5 targets.
I'm gonna put one in each of the lanes and just send them all.
Send them all way back?
Yep.
Alright. Enyo, do you test your new functionality on them?
She does.
I'm gonna take a few steps back. I'm gonna make sure I'm behind her.
Alright. So, there's a bright blue glow that comes out from her eyes that charges up for a second, just goes before it shoots a blast with the breadth and impact of a Spartan laser, basically out of her face, and just disintegrates the first target that she fires upon. And that's true. I suppose that might be a bit of an inaccurate sound effect. It's less of a splintering of an explosion and more of a just incinerates the whole thing and reduces it to a pile of ashes.
You gave her a laser face. You gave her a laser face. What shirt are you wearing right now? Let me check the stream.
It's not the laser face shirt. But yeah, if you would so choose, you could go ahead and do the same to all of the other targets with your action each time. Just blasting each one and reducing it to ash.
What's the wall look like behind the targets?
Behind the targets, there's a little bit of a after shadow. Like for, you know, when nuclear weapons are deployed and things of that nature, there's that sort of scattering of ash. There's a little bit of that in an outline by the targets, but other than that, not too much damage. The attack seems pretty precise.
Oh, good. Wait, precise, you say? I'm gonna set up like a... Wait, is there like a width to this laser? Is it just I'm imagining, when you say Spartan laser, I'm imagining just big, wide beam of just...
Yeah, just wide.
Or is it a precise beam? Like a point light?
Not like a point light, no. Yeah, just like again, Spartan laser is the visual that's coming to mind for me, but blue instead of red, of just a sudden blast and then it's gone.
I was gonna say, is this loud like what everyone else...
No, not that loud.
Okay.
It's not like a gunshot.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think Katara woke up now, so... but
Am I using Katara as target practice?
Why am I awake?
You would be awake by this time. In fact, you would have gone to sleep earlier. So you would
probably
be
first.
Yeah, you probably would have been the first to sleep. That's true. So yeah, you're up and at 'em.
Y'all want me to hop into roll 20?
Yeah, if you would like.
Sure.
But I was gonna, if I
Yeah.
set up a smaller target, that would just be encompassed by the laser, right?
Yeah,
I
essentially.
want to know if she can. I wanted to know if she could snipe with this thing,
But
because that would be dope.
so as you guys are in the middle of this practice, you do notice the door to the shooting range open, and in enters Ali Gold.
Sally.
She's
Did
gonna
anyone
kill us.
notice her?
She was gonna kill us. You know what? I don't trust her. I don't trust her.
Yeah, you would both
High
notice her pretty
incident.
readily. But Ali just sort of sits back and leans against the wall as you guys is all going on. She's just like, having fun, y'all?
Dude, have you seen this? Check it out. And he's gonna send down another target.
He
Send
was
it
just
out.
going to stare at Allie. She doesn't even notice the target.
Yeah.
Mr. G is
you
just
do
like,
recognize this is the same person that entered the gym the previous night.
all right. I don't know. I don't know.
Why were you in the gym last night?
Wait, what?
You saw that?
Yes, I am very aware of my surroundings.
Alright. So, Mr. G. I think I think Kevin needed your help on something. Want to go check down in the R&D labs?
Insight check.
Insight check.
Yo, you aren't going anywhere without it.
Oh, by the way, minimum 15.
Alright.
Roll 20.
So go ahead and still make it.
Yeah, yeah.
Liar.
Liar!
21.
21.
You get the sense that she probably hasn't talked to Kevin.
Kevin needs me in, what was it? What'd you say?
R&D?
She said R&D. Yeah, I was about to say.
Kevin needs me in R&D. And he's just gonna walk out the room like down there, just like limping the entire way. He's like fucking walking over process.
Enya immediately follows him.
And I was gonna say, to elaborate a little bit more on your insight check, yeah, you do recognize a bald-faced lie when you see one.
Oh yeah, no, I
but
know.
you get the
He's
sense.
not leaving. He's not getting past the door.
Yeah, but you get the sense that she seems to not entirely be hiding it. Right? Like just telling you just like essentially as a peer-to-peer sort of thing, like you should take a walk.
Yeah, and he's gonna be like, "I'll take a walk,"
All right.
but he's gonna take a limp.
All right. You limp out of the room,
I'm not going past the door.
not going past the door.
So I get out the door, close it, and I'm staying right there, ear to the door,
All right.
with my rifle ready.
As you get on either side of the door, you see, or onto the other side of the door, you see on either side of it, there are two to each side of BSAA soldiers that are standing by on either side of the door. They nod
Do
to
I
you.
know these fellas?
Yeah, these are the Foxtrot 2 guys.
Foxtrot. What? Foxtrot 1 is the one that I'm familiar with. That's all the name people.
Yeah,
Like,
Foxtrot 1 has all the main characters. Foxtrot 2,
Yeah,
Foxtrot 2 actually got, these guys least. These are, because Foxtrot 2
Oh.
got entirely replaced after the Iowa incident. Because they got
Right.
wiped
He
out
just-
in that.
This is the thing I hate about being a rogue. You can't kill two people in a round.
Got Enya right behind you.
But they all, as you come out, funnel into the room. And
So,
sort
so
of,
I come out, they go in.
yeah, you come out, they go in.
Okay. I'm staying outside the door
Okay.
with my ear, and I'm making sure I'm gonna. Can that door lock?
Not that you know of. It's a public access area.
Quick question. There's 2 doors to the shooting range. Which one am I at right now?
I assume you went to the foyer, because that's where Allie came in from.
Okay, so we were in the gym, went to the shooting range, and now I'm going out.
Yeah, so you're in the foyer currently.
Okay. And they went in behind it. There's no one else in here.
No one else in here.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna stay at the door, and I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna like keep my hand on the door, with my ear to the door. Keep my hand on the door, not making sure that it stays open. Like, turned it with keeping the door closed. And if I feel someone's trying to lock it.
Okay, well they do try to, as they enter the room, close the door behind them.
Yeah, I'm letting that happen. As the door is closed, I'm immediately flat against the door, ear to the door, and hand on the doorknob, seeing if I can hear them if they're trying to lock the.
All right.
I'm just trying to figure out if they're like basically just making sure that if they try to keep me out, I can get back in.
Gotcha. So your hand's at the door.
Oh, I mean, what am I doing? I'm putting my freaking fiber optic cord there.
Oh yeah, there you go. So
I'm also going to send like an SMS, a freaking text message to Kevin and Qatar,
Okay.
saying, "Meet me in the foyer now."
All right. So the two of you receive that message.
Katara is on the way.
Not sending one to Chauncey.
All right.
Kevin quickly walks towards the foyer.
All right. So y'all start making your way there. Which I assume Kevin Kevin sleeps in the R&D lab residential area or living quarters. I'm assuming.
Pretty much.
Yeah, since you're not one of the soldiers technically. So, yeah, you'll be a ways out. You'll probably be the last to arrive. But I suppose that Katara actually would also be sleeping in that area. She's not one of the soldiers either. All the advisors just get put over in the R&D lab.
So the way the message was written, though, was like, meet me there, like, now. Because at that point, I'd be like, she would be running over there with her movement.
That's true. When Mr. G says, come help.
Yeah, when Mr. G says, come help, that's a serious thing. So it's like 50 movement speed.
Freaking, like Kevin's walking out, like, oh, Mr. G me. Well, that.
So you're both
like breaking the sound barrier right next to him. It's like, what was that?
So either way, Kevin will be arriving last.
Yes.
So, you all start making your way there. And in this room, and Mr. G is laying witness to this.
And they stopped her from following.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, they just entered
Oh,
the
I
room.
stopped her from following.
Yeah. So you, Mr. G went out the door.
Was trying to follow.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, they would have stopped you from following out the door. So Mr. G goes out, the rest of them come in, and there's no opportunity between that for you to exit through that doorway before they just block it with their bodies and close the door behind them. And Allie, Oh, go ahead.
I would suggest moving out of the way.
And all of them are sort of the unit of 4, that is Foxtrot 2. They seem to be standing by, their rifles and SMG in hands. Allie is kind of pacing up to you, sort of arms akimbo. You see she's got kind of bags under her eyes. She just looks a little bit worse for wear, and she's just like, you don't think I recognize a manifold plant when I see one? This ain't my first rodeo.
Is there a problem with that?
Oh, is there a problem? Come on, I know why you're here. You're here to destroy.
I was awoken before my programming could be complete.
You're here to attack
So-
our people from within. I won't let you get away with it. I'm here to protect our people. Here to do what Chauncey doesn't have the stomach to do.
Your assumption is wrong. I do not have any missions by the Manifold.
She's kind of getting up in your face. She's just like, oh, yeah, right. I see how you're looking around all this place. Getting into all our stuff. Figuring out our weaknesses. It's just a matter of time before you turn on us. I'm not content to let you have the advantage when that happens.
I would suggest that you don't do this. You seem very incapable.
Oh, I'm incapable? You're a tin can.
And
And you'll make a wisdom saving throw.
under.
Oh boy.
Are they trying to hack her?
What?
Like, what else would a wisdom saving throw for a robot be? Well, I guess maybe that's
True.
saving. I don't
This is a straight. I don't have any modifiers. That's a straight 10.
know. Oh yeah, you and Enyo and Mr. T
Modifier.
are they're buddy on wisdom.
Alright.
I don't have any modifiers for any of my mental skills.
You're a combat droid. So, Allie is right up in your face and is looking pretty aggressively at you. She sort of shoves you in your shoulder, and at that moment, you just can't help yourself as the rage and pride swells up within you, and your eyes begin to glow before... And by the time the flash comes to its end, Allie has been reduced to a pile of dust.
Yeah, bye.
Mr. G's watching from the outside. What did the other two do?
Rather the other four that are in the room.
Oh yeah, because there was two and then another two
Yeah,
came
yeah.
in. Yeah.
So the unit of four are just like, whoa! As this scream just erupts out of all of them. They're just like, whoa! As they all jump into immediate fight or flight. Some of them realizing this isn't the scenario they signed up for, not knowing what
I'm keeping the door
what
closed.
could have happened. Immediate fight or flight. Some of them begin to just run. One of them darts for the other entrance to the gym. One of them tries to backtrack out of the doorway, but you're keeping it closed.
I'm holding it closed. Can I use an action? Oh. No, yeah, I'm just gonna hold it closed, and I have my rifle ready. Watching the guy sprint for the other door. I'm training it on the opening of the door to the gym.
All right. So one of them, exits to the gym and keeps running. The other one attempts to backtrack through the door, and you feel it just banging against your resistance, but you hold it shut, and you just feel banging on the other side, just like, let us out, let us out. But the other two just find the resolve to essentially open fire on Enyo with their, say, which ones are these? Yeah, we'll say the two soldiers remain, and with their M16s just start shooting at Enyo. There's two attacks against you. 13 and 11, I don't think either of those hit. So it's just like, pfft, and you're able to dodge out of the way with significant speed. But they are trying to basically backtrack as they're doing this, seeing the one that's banging at the door and realizing they're trapped on that end, start heading in the other direction. But don't get as far as the one who just darted out full sprint. At this point, Katara, you're sort of approaching the outside of the manor, and you hear gunfires resounding from within.
Oh yeah, right. So originally I was gonna say stun baton out, but it's gunfire, so she's like, Scar. So she's got her Scar out and is just running.
That's what you guys hear.
Yeah, I know.
So does Kevin hear this?
Kevin, yeah, you would be able to hear this as well, but you're a
little bit
good
further
few, yeah, a good chunk behind step with Katara.
He's gonna start running instead of simply just walking fast.
All right, yeah, you go from a power walk to a full sprint as you're making your way for the manor. But Katara, you come in with your assault rifle in hand. You see in the foyer Mr. G holding the door shut.
Mr. G is now yelling at the top of his lungs. He's like, "Damn it, Allie, let me in!"
So the Katara gets there, she's just like, "What's going on?"
Allie tried to attack Enyo.
Oh my god.
Tried.
Is there
Tried.
Is there so coming into the foyer, is there another, like, knowing that Mr. G's in front of the door and screaming out, Allie, let me in, is there another, does Katara know of another entrance?
You would know that you could you could enter through the gym and get to the shooting range from there.
There's a map in the Chelsea section of files.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, we still have the maps there.
Yeah, we're on the first floor. That's what I've been using.
Is that, where?
Camp Clancy Barracks, first floor. Under Chauncey.
Under Chauncey. Oh, that's right in the actual thing.
In the files and journal, yeah.
Yeah, let me... Okay, there's the gym and the foyer. Yep, I'm gonna have her just dash, just like movement and dash through, just.
All right. So
because this is crazy.
Yeah, so you dash into the gym.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you enter into that area. And you see as you burst into that room, one soldier run by, and two soldiers run by you as they are sounding a full retreat. And they basically are heading for the door that you just came through, since that's the only exit from there. Are you letting them by?
No, she's gonna stay in front of the door. She's like, "What is going on?"
They're just like, the machine is starting attacking.
And Mr. G hears that. He's like, "Don't let them escape. They're traitors."
What? We're just following.
Enya walks to the doorway, like between the shooting range and gym.
So, hearing that from Mr. D, she just is like, just has the gun stock on the shoulder and just has it aimed, and she's just like, following what orders?
And as you raise the assault rifle up to point at them, they kind of raise theirs at you, and it's a sort of standoff, but they're not opening fire, but they just sort of raise them defensively. And seeing Enyo in the other doorway, they have some of them are pointed, covering that doorway, some towards your doorway, and it's this whole sort of Mexican standoff sort of situation.
Mr. G, by the shooting range door, is going to use his laser to melt through the door handle. And just burning out the keyhole with his watch laser before going in and heading down to the gym as well.
All right.
Enyo's gonna use again on the one that tried to shoot her.
Can you use what? Oh,
I think
did we
you're
lose her?
trying to say something, but it's cutting out. You glowed, but we didn't hear anything.
Yeah.
No. So she's gonna use laser blast against the one that tried to shoot her.
All right. He's gonna make a quick mobility save.
That's a save? Oh, that's a cast? Oh!
It's a 20.
Wow.
So,
Saves.
Yeah, he saves. So he dodges out of the way, and actually technically has advantage as well, but that doesn't matter if he already saved. So dodges out of the way, and
Pretty
just the laser goes overhead and blasts a hole through the wall behind him and just incinerates a portion of that wall.
Katara's like, what did you do to get her to start attacking you?
They attacked her first, says Mr. G's now coming through, and he's gonna raise his rifle and just shoot one of them.
Alright, make an attack roll.
Regular. They're not within combat range of any of my allies, huh?
No. Everyone's sort of keeping their distance.
This is with a headshot. 16?
16 just hits.
Oh. Okay, so I don't get any.
No, yeah, this would be a straight roll.
Yeah, because I'm just. This is regular combat for him. He's terrible at this.
Die scum.
Wait, oh, I clicked on the wrong button. I rolled stealth. I disappear after pulling the trigger.
I love die scum. That's so good.
So you just vanish?
I just vanish. I just pull the trigger and disappear.
Just Batman. Die scum.
Getting to plot. Oh well. 21 points of damage off the right.
All right. So after narrowly ducking out of the way of that laser beam, he dodges that just in time to catch a bullet through the basically kneecap that knocks him off his legs, and is just like and falls to the floor off balance from that previous dodge. And he looks pretty severely hurt. He's just like, I'm bleeding out. And at this point, Chauncey barges out of the war room and into the foyer in full gear with his usual setup and old gear. Yeah, now he hasn't moved on to the new stuff yet, but
that
just
would be scary.
rolls out the Hydra, and he's just like, "What's going on over here?"
She's just like, got a message from Mr. G to come over here. Apparently, they started attacking the robot. I don't know what's going on.
Mr. G racks his rifle and it's like, damn right they did.
And the robot should start attacking us.
It's not what I heard. And I'm going to level my rifle at the one who's injured.
And Chauncey's just brings up his shotgun. He's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. You're not taking any shots at any of my men.
They're not your men, sir.
Let me hear the whole story. I'll decide that.
Well, if you want to hear the whole story, you're gonna have to resurrect that pile of ash of a girlfriend you used to have.
What?
Yeah, they were with Allie. Allie came in all hot-headed, trying to take over, or trying to intimidate her into, I don't know, confessing. They locked me out of the shooting range. You can check the freaking door. I had to burn my way through.
You see Chauncey's Hydra just lower, and the sober look in his eyes, or in his one eye that you are able to see, as he sort of stares off into the distance and tries to comprehend this loss for a moment.
She got what she deserved.
And that's where we're going to pick up next time.
No.
Oh boy. Ain't
And
that
then Kevin arrives.
They kept it around.
what did I miss?
Yeah, Kevin. But yeah, at the in the midst of this, as Chauncey is sort of staring off into the distance with his 1,000-yard stare, Kevin waltzes through the front doors.
He just sees all this, and he is everybody still pointing guns at each other?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
You walk into the
I'm
middle
about
of the
to
standoff.
And Kevin just freezes.
All right. So that's where we're going to pick up next time so that we could have proper Chauncey, make some decisions here.
Oh yeah.
But Lost Alley.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll
Worry
see how
about it.
this plays out. So, in the meantime, thank you all very much for watching. Everybody for coming out for this little 4th of July little session. We'll see what the fallout of this brings when we return.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely some fallout happening.
There was fallout all over this episode.
Apparently.
So, till next time, see y'all later. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Night, sweet dreams, all of the good things.